Ilia, stop running, Ilia. Stop running, Ilia. Good boy. I'll make it quick, no worries.
Never gonna give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt. I don't do it.
I mean, the guy's the #1 contender, and to say that you would rather relinquish the belt than fight him is, come on, man. We're getting a little carried away, and we've talked about this before, where these guys in this generation of fighters, when they get to this top position now, are so willing to jump around weight classes and try to deny fighting guys. It's like, that's not how it works, man. If the guy's #1 and the UFC says this is the guy, you're the champ, you're holding that belt, that's who you fight. I mean, it's just,
I agree.
If you're the best and he's not on your level and all this kind of stuff, then prove it. Just go out there and prove it. I hate that. And I'm not, again, I agree with you. I'm not saying that I think that he doesn't think he could beat him, but then why not?
Why say that you would relinquish the belt? I'm the biggest fan of Ilia, right? I love how he carries himself. Every interaction I've had, he's so respectful. He's obviously a monster inside the octagon. He's technically brilliant. He's a class act. He's awesome. He's awesome. But why is he saying that? I think he's just saying it to get under his skin. But do you think he actually, I mean, he said he would, and we got to hold him to his word.
Yeah, you can only take him at his word at this point. But I hate it. I saw that and I was like, come on, man. Here we go. Here we go again. Now you got a champion who's just looking for the biggest thing. And it's like, look, the UFC is not going to try to put you in a position that's not going to be a big thing. And I think you're getting into a position, Ilia, where you are the thing. They don't need the other guy to necessarily be the thing. You're the guy that people want to see. So you could be fighting some kid they pull off the damn street and people would tune in to watch it.
Albazi released a statement saying, "I'm heartbroken to announce that I won't be fighting on August 2nd. I finished my whole training camp and did everything I could, but I wasn't medically cleared in time. The UFC and the commission made the call for my safety. I respect their decision, even though I wanted to step into that cage and take care of business. I'll be back stronger and better. This is just a setback, not the end. Thank you to my fans, my team, and everyone who supports me through the ups and downs. I will be back."
Yeah, I'm so happy for him. I think, we made our debuts on the same fight card. He was literally in my changing room. We were on the same trajectory, winning our titles 1 month apart. So I'm super happy for him. I think he's one of those special characters who's going to be a Hall of Famer, no doubt. Unbeaten. He's the first unbeaten guy to have 2 titles. So I'm super happy for him, and I rate him very highly. And as an all-around fighter, and obviously striking power, knocking out 3 legends, I think he's incredible, and in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, in the UFC right now.
Very, very careful performance, patient, and my opinion, I don't like that. I don't like that performance because he gave Jamal too much of chances to be back in the fight, to give him again the chance and again the chance to win the fight or to do something, whatever, because he had many chances to finish him, decisively. So that was not good. That was really not good from him. And but with the patient, he was very patient. And what surprised me was Jamal Hill's performance. I thought like about after his after his like a lot of trash talking and his words, he will show like a much better fight than he showed. Yeah.
Я бы правила поменял бы.
Какими ты сделал бы?
Ну, я сделал бы, вот ты заходишь в октагон, там, простой бой 15 минут, чемпионский 25, да?
Да.
Раундов не было.
Да.
О, как и этот
Реально
в Прайде
не было
было.
раундов.
Было в голове, зачем раунд нужен? Для чего это?
Это
вообще?
ты говоришь,
Я понял,
эмоции
что
разбешенные,
ну
представляешь?
это entertainment, ты останавливаешь там
Да.
какую-то рекламу там и так далее. Я понял, для бизнеса.
Да.
Но если говорить про спорт, я бы убрал бы раунды. Вообще не было бы раунда, вот они зашли.
Why can't we just fight for 15 minutes or 25 minutes? What do you think of that?
Well, it's not the first time I've heard that. It's the first time I've heard that in about 10 years. I mean, that was always the Gracie's philosophy as well. When the Gracie's brought the sport to North America, when they still owned it and they were deciding what the rules was, which was basically portrayed as no biting, no eye gouging, everything else went. Wrap your hands if you want to. Wear a cup if you want to. You ought to have a mouthpiece in, but nobody's going to make you do it. That question really has been around. And people that try to say, hey, we're trying to get this as close to a real life situation so we can figure out what form of self-defense would work the best in a real life situation. But I really don't have a problem with breaking it after 5 minutes. I don't think that 5 minutes is a real life situation. I've never seen something go even up to a full 30 seconds in a real life situation. So there is parts of it that we want to make sure that we change, where we can hang our hat on the idea of 2 men enter and 1 man leave. We can hang our hat, but then we also show professionalism and we make sure that it looks like a sport. And other sports do have breaks and rounds and quarters and halftime. I think the way that we do it, I like it. I've heard Khabib's argument before, but I will tell you, as I track back over history, I'm not certain with that rule, meaning we don't break every 5 minutes. I'm not certain that our history books look very much different. I'm not certain that certain guys would be world champions and certain world champions would not have got to the throne.
Here's what I would like. I would like it because when we had the most success as a country wrestling, it was a 5 minute round. There was no break. You remember? When we were really good as Americans in terms of freestyle wrestling, there was a 5 minute round where you could just hang on them dudes and work them to death. And I love that. That was when I was younger. We get out there and just scrap. I don't hate it. I do agree to what you're saying. Football, there's quarters, right? Every 15 minutes, there's a stop. There's a halftime. In every other sport, basketball, I get it. It keeps us in line. It makes the UFC look like everything else. But I don't think it's that bad an idea. I think that you separate the men from the boys, and you also say, like, 2 men go. Like you said, only one dude gonna walk out of here. You're gonna fight until that happens. But then you also run into the issue, Chael, of the long fight, like when Don Fry fought somebody back in the day. Shamrock, was it Ken Shamrock and Don Fry fought for 15 minutes, and it was just bad.
Ken and Dan Severn went for a half hour.
It was bad. I was like, oh my God. It was horrible to watch. You had this great expectation, and it just was not a good fight. I understand the thought. I think at times it would work great, but there are times where you might run into that.
That I think from what I've heard, Usman and Bilal are probably fighting, so that takes those guys off the table for me. It just sucks where I'm at. I'm trying to get a fight, and I don't want to go back too far. Like, Ian's already number 6, so I don't know who else is that, but I seen through a little birdie that that Shavkat was saying something about him coming back in November or December. So If he's coming back in November, I want to fight soon, but I would wait and fight him at MSG on the same card as Jack and Islam, and then that's a true #1 contender fight. Because he was guaranteed a fight. I beat the #1 guy. Whoever wins that will be the true #1 contender. So I would like to do that. We're going to reach out this week and see if that's enough.
If Khamzat wins, is Dricus done enough to get an immediate rematch? Do you think he just clears all these guys and it's going to be like, okay, well, you thought you might be next, we can talk about all this, but you're all going to get slid back one spot because Dricus is going to fight for it again?
No, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. If Khamzat wins, it's a disaster, actually. Because you can't tell me that a part of you is just like thinking this fight actually might not happen. Some of these guys are just habitual in terms of not making it to the dance. I'm not going to be pessimistic about it and say he's going to show up. But my point is that if he does show up and he does win, do we trust him to be able to fight again? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing, is like, can he do it twice, 2 or 3 times? Because we need movement. Like, I hate when it's just like static, when there's no movement in these divisions. And in order for there to be movement in the divisions, the champions have to fight.
Conor also took a swipe at UFC lightweight champion Ilia Topruia by reposting this meme.